Like I told you, that bracelet's where it started. It was a Saturday, one of those pretty ones in the spring when summer's calling but winter's still refusing to let go, and all Cordelia Vest wanted was to make that day a good one for her friend. Bucky was pulling some golden time at the dump. That suited his wife, Angela Vest, just fine, as she had the whole day off from Foster's grocery and a week's worth of stories saved on the TV. Having Bucky gone suited Cordy, too. It meant there'd be one less set of eyes to catch her sinning. Cordy'd spent all that morning and most of the afternoon taking care of the washing and straightening up so her mama could settle down the lazy boy and lose herself in a world of depravity and betrayal. Soon, Angela had the volume up so loud Cordy could hear the cross on the living room wall vibrating against the sheetrock. Once she got to talking to the people on the screen like they was real, Cordy decided now was the only time. She stepped out of her bedroom and snuck down the hallway of their little double-wide just as calm as could be, even if I'm sure that girl shook something fierce on the inside. Hearing her mother say, "Get out of there, Nicky. You just get your little fanny out of there right now," as she hung a left into her parents' bedroom, feeling her belly as she did, wanting to know what was going on in there. Opening the wood jewelry box that sat by the mirror on the dresser, lifting the blue velvet divider that halved the dull earrings and necklaces that Angela wore most days from the fancier jewelry she liked to keep for special occasions. Angela saying, "He's going to kill her. Cordy, he's going to kill Nicky. Oh, Jesus and Mary, get out." And Cordy not bothering to reply because she knew her mama wouldn't hear her anyway. Lifting the diamond bracelet from its place in the box as Angela screamed, "No!" Slipping it into her pocket as Angela screamed, "Stop!" Back down the hallway now, hugging the wall and running a finger along the plain wood molding that hung on by a few rusting nails. The living room had gone quiet, but for the sound of mournful music and the rattle of a Doritos bag. Cordy ducked into her bedroom and eased the door shut, leaned against it until she fell into a position almost like sitting. She brushed her black hair away from her eyes and held her belly like it was fluttering. Then she pushed herself up and walked over to where her phone lay atop the sleeping bag on her bed. Cordy and her friends, they all had these smartphones with this thing called Me Time. And don't that sound like the perfect name for this younger generation? Sums them up nice, I think. What them kids do is record little movies of themselves on this Me Time, and then somehow it gets sent out in the air for all their friends to ogle over. Cordy picked up the contraption and hit record. She dug Angela's bracelet out her pocket and held it to the camera. The diamonds glinted off a shaft of light coming in the window. "Hey, y'all," she said. "Getting ready to leave. Bringing you a little party favor, Scarlett." And then she smiled and added, "See everybody soon. Maybe." Outside came the sound of tires over gravel. Cordy scooped the bracelet back into her pocket and grabbed her phone and sleeping bag. She made it to the living room just as a horn beeped twice from the driveway. On the big screen TV that had cost Bucky a whole 2 months' pay, the dead face of Nicky whoever it was stared out in a look of frozen horror matched only by the one on Angela's face. The fresh bag of Doritos she'd bought special sat half-eaten on her wide lap. Yellow crumbs formed a trail from her lips to the lock of black hair she twirled. Was a time there weren't a prettier girl in this whole holler than Angela Vest, but then life got hold of her. Her face had filled in over the years, her skin grown pale and flecked. Once long fingernails had been reduced to gnawed nubs. She looked up and said, "She's gone, Cordy. I knew it would happen. I pulled the digest off the rack the other day and read it, and I knew it was coming. I just didn't think it'd hurt this much." She shook her head and sniffed. "Where are you off to?" "Scarlett's here," Cordy said. "Her party, remember?" "Scarlett?" Angela hit pause on the remote and kicked the footrest down. She stood, showering the carpet with corn chips. "That tonight? I thought maybe you'd sit a while with me and watch this." "I would, but it's her birthday and I don't want to be late. We have to be at Harper's Field before everyone else." "The field?" "Yes, ma'am." "For the whole night?" "Yes, ma'am. Daddy said I could." Angela's eyebrows shot up the way I expect every mamas always do once their babies get grown. That expression of, well, your daddy's one thing and I'm another. "Hay's Foster be there?" she asked. Outside, the horn beeped again. "Yes'm, but it's not like we'll be all alone. Lots of other people will be there. Everybody, really. Scarlett and Naomi, all the kids from school.